Hey traders, it is 12 o'clock on Thursday the 1st. This is Christian Primer at Tribeca Trade Group, and this is a very quick midday summary just to kind of get you caught up in today's action. So some nice momentum coming into the market into different sectors today. We've got S&P up 65 basis points, but as I've been saying, you can watch your S&P levels all you want, but it's not going to tell you the level of riskiness that we've got within sectors and within individual names. We pointed out this level yesterday. If you want to use SPY, basically the same thing using the 1 hour chart on this week's value area, we're kind of stuck at 272. However, taking a look at what's going on in the sectors, you got some sectors that are really beasting to the upside. So we'll start with, one of the potential catalysts that we saw today was some headlines by Trump this morning on trades and the possibility that he and China are going to meet up together. They're going to make a match. I don't know, but certainly that's we don't know the outcome of that, but certainly it's given the market momentum this morning. So again, if you're just looking at the S&P levels and seeing people tweet out what levels to watch in the S&P, you're going to miss it. Chinese internet names. This is a group that we saw call buying of all things last week into the mess last week. This is up 6.4%. Again, that's the whole ETF. So if you look at individual names like BABA, JD, WB, NTES, Momo, what's the other one I'm thinking of? BZUN. These are all beasting to the upside on those headlines, up 6.3%. And then the semiconductors, which I also view as very trade negotiation sensitive. Notice you do have a VPOC taken out here, but it's up 3.8%, so possibly a place to on this squeeze that we're seeing today to go ahead and take some targets. This is what's going on in the semiconductor ETF. So seeing both call flow today, momentum call flow in both the semi ETF. You could see the SMH ETF, big volume there going up. Also from the Januaries, also into the Novembers, also in individual names. So this is our option act system, which is available. You can get access to this on our website for a monthly subscription. But you could see the Micron, they were going all the way out. If I could actually expand this, because I need to see 2 pages at this point, but a lot of option activity going further out. I think I saw June earlier, which I posted as well, but a lot of Micron, also Broadcom seeing some activity, also NXPI. So, a very decent rip in these semi names. And, as I've been mentioning, again, those levels, Qs, they're good to kind of go by in terms of major resistance, but there's a lot of rallies that are going on today under the hood. Also, biotech. I can't believe the XBI ETF is up over 4% today. So that is going to be coming upon resistance, 83.29. What really gave us a nice hint in the beginning of the day was the small caps. S&P was struggling a little bit. The Qs were struggling a little bit, but the small caps were still going. Keep in mind, you got a lot of biotech and you got a lot of small financials that are in the small caps. But that gave us a really good clue for the day that that there was a little bit of momentum. And if you go to the 5-minute bar, you'll see what I'm seeing when we saw this break of the value and a little bit of digestion going up here. I do think we're up against resistance now in the small caps, but a really nice move. And if you remember, one of the trades that I've done this week is shorting the small caps. Sorry, not shorting, but selling puts, taking advantage of this heightened volatility and selling puts. The VIX right now, by the way, is under 20. So some progress, more volatility kind of coming out of the system. I would add that the option activity has picked up in terms of on the call side today, and aggressiveness. Probably the biggest, not huge, but I would say definitely a pickup in aggressive call activity. So I talked about the Chinese internets, the semis, the small caps, the biotech, also the home builders are doing pretty well today. I didn't get a chance to talk about the dollar move, but that is helping the emerging markets. UUP, which has been, or the DXY, whichever you follow, has been very strong this week. We mentioned one of the things that we pointed out in the trading room is it's kind of run its course in terms of the value area. So it's gotten up to 26. So that's the 80% rule. It's gone all the way through the value area for the year, and now it's coming upon resistance. So that is also helping quite a bit. What else? Some of the trades that we've been doing. I wanted to talk a little bit, as we're about 5 minutes through the video. I wanted to talk a little bit about trades that we've done. I think there's been some great opportunities to take shots versus well-defined support. I did this trade yesterday, CVNA. It's up 11% today on the bounce of the 200. I've added Square the last couple days. I've taken half that position off, but look at what Square is doing. 200-day moving average support. This is easy stuff. I saw an AMD, which is a trade that we added 2 days ago, also working very nice. So, I love it when we get a little bit of volatility in the system. It scares everybody a bit, and the result is some really good trading opportunities, which is what we found here this week. I want to talk a little bit about investor psychology. I heard on financial media today, also on Twitter, hey, I don't know if I can trust this market move or this market bounce. You can't trust any moves. Nobody has a crystal ball, and nobody knows what's going to happen from day to day. What you can control, what you can control, which is trade management, right? Take shots versus well-defined support, which is what I've been doing, and then manage the trade appropriately. Make sure that you're putting alerts so that if the market starts to move the other way, you could get out pretty quickly. If the market starts to change directions, you can also hedge with SPY. But it's really up to trade management. Again, no one knows what is going to happen from a day-to-day basis, but we've been doing very good at just kind of picking up on the signals that we're seeing both in option flow as well as ETF flows. I mean, those were heck of alerts that we saw last week with money going into China the last 2 weeks in terms of in terms of what we've seen in terms of fund flows. So this is what we see. This is what I put out every day. I put out a free report on fund flows data and ETF, and then I put a weekly summary together. And notice that we've been seeing, this is really unusual, 2 weeks of inflows going into China. So that's a change that has not been seen all year long. So somebody was pretty savvy there. They also bought some KWeb calls last week, as I mentioned. So some pretty good signals that we picked up on. So that's it. There's one more, you'll get one more free video if you're a non-TTG subscriber. But again, I relish the fact that we're picking up on these moves, before anybody else. It's, what I love to do is pick up on trends and themes about a day to 2 days before everybody else does. And we've been, hitting the nail on the head the last week or so. So thanks for watching the video, and have a great rest of the day.